and the second one is made on the non-teaching staff. I was highly stressed when I was organizing this. After finishing everything, then someone told me that you should not address non-teaching staff as non-academic. And I learned from that. When I was coming out from your office, I met one of the professors. He said, non-teaching staff, you see another stress coming in. So please, it's an apology, because I don't know, even to say non-academic, I am bringing more stress to the participants. So you are now being addressed as non-teaching staff. Thank you very much. That was why we changed it with the help of the NURA, of publication. So before I start showing the PowerPoint, maybe I have summary of this presentation. The summary is in graphics. So probably when I project the graphic, you can be able to see that actually it's a summary of all the presentation. And thank God, the issue or issues raised here on the academic is quite also sometimes applicable to non-teaching staff. And I was able to partner with the expert from counseling psychology or clinical psychology. You know, they apply, sometimes they don't even talk about therapy, they also give some medication. But we in counseling, we only talk to individuals, and we always deal with individuals that are normal. When we say normal, people that are quite normal, they don't need any abnormal intervention. So when you hear psychiatric, you hear psychotherapist, sometimes it's quite different from what we are doing. We only talk to people, because we realize that it is when people could actually understand you and understand themselves that they can be able to make adjustment in their life. And this life is all about adjustment from one end to another end. For example, from stressful life to stress-free life. That is why we are coming up with this on board to non-academic. And I realized that for non-teaching staff, when I was admitted into Bayero University, they were the most stressful individuals because of so many things. And we are going to discuss that one very soon. We go to them, we trouble them, we join queues, we go for registration, everything, whatever you are looking for. Even if you don't get admission, when you have any problem, you go to any office of the non-teaching staff so that they can be able to help you. So when you look at this, we have to have an overview of why actually non-teaching staff stress matters. Is because of the service delivery. The services they are offering, we have to pay attention to their condition, and if care is not taken, maybe they may not even do that. I have seen some of our staff who were actually very, very sick just because of this work that they have been doing in the university. Dr. Tukur could bear me witness when I was in Court Road with him. One of our staff was even trying to learn how to walk again, just because of the stress. When you see people collapsing, they cannot walk, they cannot talk. It was just as a result of this. So the non-teaching staff, administrative staff, it's not easy to be an administrator in the university. Everybody knows this. Even we, the academic staff that are saddled with certain responsibilities, to be directors or to be level coordinators or head of departments, we know how we suffer in terms of our administrative responsibilities. And they provide all clerical services. Any clerical service that you are looking for, it is from the non-teaching staff. And also, they actually deliver what? Operational effectiveness. That is what they are after for. Whenever you actually make any presentation, it is the responsibility of the non-teaching staff to look at it to see whether it is effective or not effective. At the end, the director is here with me. Whatever we draft, we have to take it to his office, and he will be the final editor. Anything that is not well, nobody will come and say it is the director. It is the director of the career service, but it is the director of the office of the vice chancellor, or the protocol office, or the publication unit, or the CIT director. Everybody will take his stress and just land it over there. And we know we have to be very much careful about that. Then we have some issues that are psychological in nature and some are physiological in nature. There is a difference between psychological situation of an individual who is highly stressed, and also his even physiological condition. There is a formula which we say when the internal condition is settled, then also the physical condition is what is settled. Many people could walk from morning to afternoon or evening without eating anything in their offices. That could affect their physiological condition as well as their psychological condition, and their performance and effectiveness, and at the same time their psychological situation. Then let us look at some of the roles of non-teaching staff. They actually have a core function to perform with regards to the student services. The director or the dean student affairs is here with me. He knows that the terrible, since when he was appointed as a dean student affairs, we used to see him as a different person, because we used to stay and get off our stress in Dakiloshi in house. But whenever we see him, you know, this person is no longer normal, it's not abnormal, because of the student services that they are offering, you know. And also administrative support, facilities, finance, security, IT, library, all these are places where many staff actually are involved in dealing with individuals, and dealing and interacting with individuals, even if they are children, sometimes it is highly stressful. So they are essential to student success and the institutional function. Everybody who is coming to the university would like to be successful at the end, because that is the essence of even bringing individuals to the university. And at the same time, the institutional function. I am telling you, there will be no any committee that you can see in the university, whether subcommittee or main committee, without the presence of non-teaching staff. They must be there. Mostly they provide the secretariat. I'm telling you, when I see summaries of SBC, I tend to ask myself, if to say I was employed to work in the university as non-teaching staff, maybe I could not work in DIA because of the stressful life experience. All the time they are there in the secretariat, so that they can be able to present results successfully. And you know, we professors and the other academicians, we are always looking for where they commit errors and mistakes. And I say, like this, like that, then spelling of my name is not correct, bringing more stressful life. So what the BC will say, secretariat, take note, meaning the secretariat additional stress. Yes, so take note of that. They are essential to academic staff function. We cannot function without non-teaching staff. We cannot function. Yeah, we have to understand that one. And what causes all this stress? There are many. I don't want to repeat what my predecessor said, but we have issues like workload. Sometimes we don't shed work. We don't shed load work that we are doing. We always say, okay, once you can deliver, okay, in the university, there is a sense that the reward of hard work is more work. So, and it means the reward of stress is more stress. So take care of that, please. Let us see that we shed load everything. And also, there are many ambiguities. Sometimes, no term of reference. Sometimes you only know mentorship. Just you are in the committee, you have to do it and you have to deliver. And also interpersonal dynamics and lack of support. You see, with regards to the interpersonal dynamics, stress can affect that one. Tukuru said that once you are comfortable with yourself, it means intrapersonal relationship. When you have a very good interpersonal relationship, it means you can be able to establish good interpersonal relationship. So sometimes you can see people just fighting individuals in the office or answering people carelessly. And it was just because of the what? Of the stress. Even we academics, we do it. Sometimes we even avoid our lecturers. They don't know that, well, you are not naturally masifape. It's because of the workload that is on your neck. So take note of that. And job demands. Job demands are very important also in expressing what? Stress situation. If the demand is too much on you, it means there must be stress. So let us look at this. Some of these common signs, once we see them, it means an individual is into what? into a stressful life. One of them is when you feel lonely, it means there is an element of what? Stress with you. You know, loneliness is quite stressful. I don't know whether you have realized that, but me, whenever my wives are not in the house, when I come back, I could not even manage the house. I try to sneak out of the house and say, okay, the remaining people in the house, let them just manage themselves, because I was lonely. Have you realized that? There was a time I told my wives, I said, I don't know if to say you are working wives, I don't know how I can survive in this house. Maybe I cannot tolerate that. So loneliness is very dangerous. It's one of the stressful situations. Or you are feeling overwhelmed. Sometimes it's a sign. And also maybe when you are feeling irritable or angry, unnecessarily you become angry. I don't know whether you have heard about defense mechanisms in psychology. Habermas, one of the psychologists, projected defense mechanisms as ways that we try to manage our anxiety. So we use them. For example, maybe your wife requested money from you and you cannot afford to give her that money. And when you are going out of the house, one of your children might say, Baba, I don't like you. Bye, bye, Baba. You are using defense mechanism. You are not sending him away because he has offended you, but because the wife has offended you. Exactly. And if you cannot say, I will not give you, maybe you go and slap your child. Or when you come across certain things, you just play or kick it out. You are using what? Defense mechanisms. There are many of them. We have displacement of anger, we have projection, we have even socialization. Socialization is one of the defense mechanisms many people doesn't know. You can see somebody very popular in the midst of his friends, in the midst of many people, not knowing that he was just trying to subdue his own incapacitation. Maybe you can see him as a social director in a school. That guy maybe has many carryovers. But when he was to be elected as a social director, he was actually having 3.5 or 3 point this. But because he's now a social director, he will try to socialize. Many individuals do that. So please, becoming more overwhelmed is another symptom. And then poor concentration. And it happens to many of us. When you come to office, you sit down, you spend 1 hour or 2, but still, maybe you cannot do anything. So that one is another issue. Let us see some of the key stresses, because we don't have much time. Some of the key stresses are here, and we may like to know about them. When we have unclear expectations, it means we know that this could actually tantamount to stress. It's very, very important. When we have poor work-life balance, then, for example, I don't think it's quite imaginable for any academic staff here to sleep for 7 to 8 hours. It's quite unrealistic. Neither to me it's unrealistic, because I usually sleep late and wake up early, and I have to go back in the morning and to balance the remaining hours. But majority of us, we don't have that. Hardly we sleep for 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours. Maybe in the morning, before coming out, you may even sleep for another additional 1 hour. You can, very few of us, maybe the director here, who used to sleep by 9, whether he's going to sleep or he's not going to sleep, just to sleep, to go to the bed. That one is also what? Is a way of doing away with your stress. So we have to understand that one. And also job insecurity. When your job is not secured, it's another stressor. You are doing the job. In the university, you may even work for 5. There are people that actually we even knew since when we were students. But still, they are not permanently being employed in the university. Or maybe they may come in and start joining the department, working, but as temporary. Last time when I left this university to Kaduna in 2016, I met people that are on temporary. Up till now, they are on temporary. It is only the head of department is maintaining them. So that job insecurity also could tantamount to what? To job stress. And it might even kill an individual. Okay, not only that, but also conflict and bullying. When there are conflicts and bullying among the staff, I don't know why. Non-teaching staff, sorry, permit me to say this. Sometimes it is not your performance, it is not your credential, what matters, but it was how obedient are you to the boss. So that one could also lead to what? To stress. They don't care with your qualification. They don't care with your performance. But are you obedient? That no therapy. Maybe you are lacking in it. You cannot say, so whatever they are saying, they say, yes, sir, yes, sir. You have to say, yes, sir, yes, sir. Yeah, because you don't have that one. I hope you understand. So even the no therapy is situational. We use it in so many instances. So we also limited control. When you don't have limited control, absolute control, it is showing that really there must be an indication that you are going to be stressed. I know in some instances you may be there, but you may not even have the control. Once you realize that you don't have that control, you have to be careful. Know how to manage yourself. Because tomorrow, if you are not there, they will ask for someone to go and collect the key from your family, and they will come and open the office. Nobody cares. There was a time when I was about to pray in the masjid here, in the business masjid where Mala is leading. Someone was asking about the one examinations officer. Then he was told that the examination officer was sick. He said, Allah, maybe I think someone of you should go and collect the key to the exams office and come and open the door for us. What is important is what you are going to do. That was why we are nagging and emphasizing on present, as what Dr. Tukur mentioned. Let us pay attention to now. Forget about yesterday. Whoever offended you yesterday, forget about him. That's the only way you can forge ahead. So, Dr. Murtala, okay. So another issue is inadequate resources. When we are working under stressful situation, you may not even have enough resources to work. Forms, even writing materials, even some intervention like breakfast. I knew we don't care to coordinate our responsibilities here. We don't have time for break, central time for break in the university. Everybody is taking his break anytime he wishes or anytime she wishes. That one. And when you are looking for what you are to take, maybe, I don't know, they help me with Allah with some of the interventions that are provided in offices so that you can buy maybe tea materials and you keep in your office, biscuit and so on. And even the HOD now, I don't think the allocation could be enough for him to take tea for 3 months or 6 months. Director, I don't know whether director has, you have enough in your office, because when I come, he used to help me with water. So all these things are quite important, and we have to take note of that. We are to also look at some of the issues related to teaching staff where they handle high service demands, like the issue of admission, like the issue of registry, and like the issue of bursary. These are key and central. So one has to understand how he is going to manage himself there, and also managing documentation and compliance. They are all very important. These are some of the demands. And also constant velocity of tax increases workload pressure. We need to understand that one. Quickly, maybe because I have 5 minutes, let us look at some of these issues. Can you see them? I'm sure the participants are interested in seeing it, even if I cannot read this one. So when you are person person roles, these are key issues that attributes to what? attribute to stress. It's just like your house. Dala, who are the source of our stress in our houses? First, your wife. Yes. First, your wife. Second, your children. Go. Others, relatives that are coming to the house, they don't care whatever is happening to you in life. All what they need is for you to meet their ends and demands. That's what makes you a man. Kawai. I hope you understand. We used to take risk. There was a time I traveled to Bayelsa and came back. I think I got only 50,000. But the demands here at home, more than 50,000. But nobody will say you didn't get money. Because to them you travel and you have money, so okay, you have to settle. And if you want to test, let me give you a formula here to see. Get a one bundle of 1,000 naira with you and go and just pay your wife. Bring it out, pay her, settle her certain claims, and take the remaining back into your pocket. Before you left, she must say, okay, they don't care. What they want is they want to empty that pocket. That's the only way they can allow you. Yes, but from the psychological point of view, sometimes if we want to push the stress back to them, we used to do that. We can just bring, I need this, check my pocket. She will just go and withdraw. Sleep. Later she will wake up, we want to buy this. Go, you know where the money is. So please take note of that. And emotional level, high expectation, with limited control resources, dealing with upset or stressed students. Even the students themselves, you know, they have their own complications. And dealing with them, somebody who will tell you exactly what is happening with students is someone who has been the Dean Student Affairs, or maybe someone who has been a hostel administrator. Yeah. Or maybe somebody who is a director, health services. Go and see how they are trooping. When it is a peak period of what? You can see somebody, they will bring about 10 students. They will carry one student and bring him to the hospital. Maybe crying. Before you know it, after treatment, you can see that student going back to his room, no problem. But in the first instance, they will just come out in group. So those people that are there, they know. Director CIT, I'm sure, when we were students, we used to go there and just put more pressure on you. When we were PG students, and there was not any place to go and they get access to the network, it's only the CIT. So many students were trooping there. Therefore, we have to know how to coordinate, how to actually interact with them. So in the next 2 minutes, probably Dr. Let me just show you some of the consequences. These are some of the consequences and how it affects our body. In summary, you see, stress brings what? Headache. It brings heart palpitations. It also increases blood pressure, digestive upset, rashes all over your body, muscle tension, fatigue, dry mouth, insomnia, lack of sleep. Let me just capitalize on only one, which I saw practically in my life. There was a time when I was a teaching practice student in government secondary school, government girls secondary school, Kadori. So when we pasted the examinations timetable, one of the students collapsed. By just reading the timetable, she collapsed. And before you know it, it was rashes all over her body. They call it Boringini. Why? Just because of that stress. But even, when I asked, her friend said, it's the same situation this student used to act whenever there is a timetable for exams. Rashes all over. Then when I left that place, I came to the university. I realized that some students here, because of the stress situation, whenever there is a timetable, it is then that they will start trying to create problem to the Dean Student Affairs. And before you know it, we will close the school. extending the semester by 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And just because of the stress, they did not read anything. Maybe they were not prepared. I hope you understand. So this is exactly what is happening. Please take note, because we don't want to see many patients going to clinic because of headache and and high blood pressure. I used to tell doctors when I go to clinic, when they check my BP and it is 140 over 90 or over 80, or say 140, I say, I need at my condition, when you see 140, I'm normal. I don't need any tablet. Because I am multitasking individual. So many of us, we are okay, but because of the situation of the stress, then we can see high blood pressure. With this, I think I have to thank you for attending, but not because I exhausted the slides. Thank you very much. We want to give more people permission to come. Thank you. Doctor. Okay.